Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and I'm in a very, very nice house. This is in an area called Kettle Valley. Downtown Kelowna is over, actually that way. This is a whole community sort of mostly built around a theme of a 1940s or 50s house, community, but really nice area, very high end. And I'm doing 2 sets of stairs today, so let's spray this one. Right. I already did the other set, sprayed them, but I'll just do this part here, and then we'll go and clean the other set of steps. Oh, and there's my buddy, that's Blue. Real nice guy. So I'm going to make sure I spray the riser too, because I'll be doing the riser with the Doodlebug. This carpet is about 1.5 years old. It is showing wear, and I did talk to my customer about that. So she's aware that these polyesters are actually, I think this is a tri-extra. So it's worn, but not as bad as if it was an actual polyester. Tri-extra is a little bit better. Not a lot, but I told her I doubt it you'll be wanting this carpet within 5 years. And yet I cleaned one the other day. 50-year-old carpet, still looking good. But that would be nylon, of course. Yeah. Pardon me. Don't need that. Wipe that up. Of course, I pre-vacuumed the steps, and I used my little Shark rocket, which I think is an excellent little machine. I've had that a few years now, and it's never broken. It just keeps going and going. Great power head, really good suction actually for its size. It doesn't hold a lot, but that's okay. I just dump it out easily enough. Washable filter. I prefer the plug-in type myself, so that's why one reason I bought that one. And what was I going to say about it? Oh yeah, real cheap. This is the least expensive one they have. So now these steps have already been sprayed, so they're all ready to roll. There was really no visible soiling at all to show on these steps. Just a couple little marks here and there, nothing really obvious actually. So, but it's time to clean them. looks kind of strange, but the way this new bracket works is it's holding the phone right in front of my eyes right now. So my best view is to actually look right through the camera on the screen, which is okay, I guess. At least when doing steps, that's the position that holds the phone in anyway. It's okay when I'm doing the floors, but anyway, I don't do a lot of videos of cleaning steps, but I know sometimes people like to see that getting done, so fair enough, we can do that. I have in that pressure sprayer, I have the VonSchrader the cleaning product, which I find really works very well actually. And again, I used to use it for years, and I actually have a lot, so I figured, well, you know what, maybe I should just use it up before I mean, I've already paid for it long ago, so. But it has an anti-resoil polymer in it, and I never had any. I was never dissatisfied with how it cleaned. I thought it was cleaned really well, so a well-proven product actually. I don't like their machines. Their carpet machine, I think, is a terrible dinosaur, but my dad raised our family using those machines, which years later, when I had one of my own and fiddled around with it for a while there, I realized just what a difficult job it was for him to use this terrible, clumsy, awkward, expensive, slow system. But he managed to do it, and I started carpet cleaning with him in 1974, and that was what he was using. And he never did steam clean. I don't think he ever steam cleaned anything. I did, within a few years, I was out there steam cleaning, learned how to do it properly and everything, and started with a Ninja actually, and did that for maybe a year or so, and then a couple of years with a truck mount. Very glad not to be doing that anymore, actually. So we're gonna just put that aside for the moment. That's very dirty. Interesting. Okay, so now we're gonna do the riser. Hey, Blue. He's a very nice guy. He's about 8 years old, so he's pretty mellow. Although he was pretty happy to meet me. This is a microfibre pad on here. I guess technically this doesn't really need to be done, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is the SETT method for steps, soil extraction transfer technology. And of course the Oreck is an orbital machine. It is a great tool to use on steps. That's where it really has its greatest and really only advantage, I'd say. Okay, now we're going to go and clean these ones. That's a Gladiator pad on here, and they work really well. I really like them on the Oreck. I think of all the pads I've used, I would say this was definitely my preferred one. There we go. Actually, I just repositioned the camera a little bit so it's working a little bit better. I'm looking over the top a little bit easier now. And of course I'll be grooming the steps afterwards. And normally what I do when I groom steps is I use I have a handheld Grandhi groomer. And that's what I normally would use. You can clean your steps pretty quickly with this. I used to use the Stepson. Actually have two of them, and I used one of those for a while, and then finally I picked up my first Oreck, which I still have, and it still works. It's just kind of beat up looking, so I don't use it anymore. It's my backup. To my backup. I know some people say these things aren't well made, but actually they are well made. The only issue they really have is the little pin they have for the handle mechanism. But if you I was shown how you can just open it up and put some goop on there and make sure that pin just stays in position in it, and they seem to last great. No problem at all. I think they're a good machine, actually. Okay. Now we'll go and take this up. Just going to get rid of this. I'll park it right there for now, I guess. Here's the tool I use for grooming the steps. Just do the riser. So when I sprayed, you saw that I made sure that I sprayed on the riser, so that's already been done. You know, even something as simple as curving on the steps like this is something that adds to the cost of building the house. And there's lots of details in houses like these where, you know, even something as simple as archway over there, that costs more money to do it that way. So this is a high-end house. Would have cost a lot to build it. I guess 20 years ago, maybe. I'm not sure how old it is. Really nice floor in here. Looks like it's in really good shape. Alright, might as well show the complete job. So now I'm going to groom. So you can see the panel standing up really nicely. Usually a good idea to pull the fibers over the front edge like that. That's the way it would normally sit after being walked on for a bit anyway. But I normally will do that. But it's just it's not soaking wet, it's just a little bit damp. It's a very dry day today. Things are drying really fast. within an hour, I'm sure. Turn that off. Now to these ones. Yeah, they're really looking good, aren't they? Yeah. The pile is really lifted up nicely. It'll pack down again very quickly, of course, because once the pile starts to pack, it'll never be quite like a new carpet again. The pile or the yarn gets pushed down, and that becomes its default position after a while. You know, they say that on steps that we typically get, when people are running up and down the steps, up to 1,200 pounds per square inch slamming down on the steps, especially if you got people running up and down the steps, you know, like a couple of teenagers or something like that, and you're bump, 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 bump. It's like taking a hammer and hitting the steps. And by the way, there's no warranty on steps when it comes to the carpet manufacturers. They don't warranty steps because they're not, well, I guess they're not dumb, right? They know this is where all the real wear goes on anyway. Okay, we did it. Yeah. Of course, there's a pool in the backyard. That's pretty typical for around here. I'm surprised they haven't got the pool open though. Most people have their pools open by about now. Anyway. Alright, let's go up here. So, there we go, I'm done. I just have to pack up and I'm going to leave. The lady's already paid. And this is a minimum charge job, by the way. So, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.